don't know how to do that. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Hey. Welcome to my live. I can't even see my face. Let me move this down so I can see what I'm talking so I don't look crazy. I look crazy anyway. I'm crazy. So, first of all, I want to, well, she's not here yet. Let me invite her. See if she's on. See if she's on. There she is. That. And that. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Sydney, and we're having a spiritual chat tonight, talking about the Schumann resonance. And if you have just found me, I am an Indigo, and I help Indigos, and I teach how to raise your frequency to match what you want to manifest. I also help Indigos remember the truth of who they are. And I talk about a lot of different manifestation techniques. One person that had the biggest impact on me was Neville Goddard. And I talk a lot about Neville Goddard and sleeping in the wish fulfilled and using your imagination to create your reality. I teach people how to really get into their imagination and focus on their reality. But today, well, we'll probably talk about that too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we're going to start off talking about, if you see this picture right here, the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance. If you are not familiar with that, you should get familiar with it. It is, let me move my face out of the way here so you can actually see what's happening. And last night I was trying to show the Schumann resonance, but I didn't have my picture set up correctly. So now I have it set up a little bit better. Let me move my face down. I don't know where my face lands on your view, but I'm trying to move it around so that you can see the top line, the top graph, which is the blue and the white and the green. And this is from today. This was taken earlier today, but I checked the Schumann resonance and the energy really hasn't changed that dramatically. So we're still kind of high, and you may have been feeling it today. So I wanted to talk about that because a lot of times we feel the Schumann resonance and we don't know what's going on. We have all these shifts that happen, and you may have woken up with a headache or aches and pains. Your eyes may be watering. You could have had heart palpitations today for no reason. You could have had high anxiety today for no reason. So there's a lot of different physical attributes that could have manifested for you today. So if you're just joining my live, I'm Sydney. Hi, I'm an Indigo, and we're talking about spirituality and a lot of different topics, but right now we're focusing on the Schumann resonance. And what is the Schumann resonance if you don't know? Maybe you've seen it. You've seen these graphs around either on TikTok or you're on Facebook or something like that, and people are going, oh, the Schumann resonance, blah, 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 oh, the energy, whatever. And I often don't hear anybody explaining it, or really getting into what it might mean for you as a human being, having a spiritual being, having a human experience. Because that's what we all are. So the top line, if you're in the chat right now, please hit the like and let me know that you're here, number one, or share the live and let me know that you're here, number two, or follow me and let me know that you're here, or just say hi and let me know that you're here. The top line up there is Beach Bum is here. Hey, girl. I just want to say thank you for being my first subscriber. You are the number one subscriber. You're the number one. You're the number one, Kate. Number one. You're the number one subscriber. I love it. I came after I got out the shower because I was running around today. I had so many things to do today. And I got home and got in the shower and I said, okay, I'm going to go live because I told y'all that I probably wasn't going to go live yesterday. And I don't know, I felt like I needed to. And I was here, playing around, trying to figure out how to get, hey, Juanita, hi. Yay. And thank you for the rose. Thank you. Thank you. And I was trying to figure out how to get the photo up, right? How to get the photo up. And then I saw a little message that said, you have a subscriber. I was like, what? I have a subscriber? Do tell. Who is the subscriber? So I looked and it was Beach Bum. And I'm going, holy moly. Holy freaking moly. That's so awesome. So thank you, Beach Bum. Kate. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you who watch and who come in and hang out with me, and listen to the crazy lady with all the cats in Staten Island. I appreciate it. And Jem is like my first hanger-outer. First person that was hanging out with me. Your husband is from Staten Island? Get out of here. Get out of town. What? Yeah, I'm a Staten Island girl. Actually, I just a little bit about me before I get into the Schumann resonance. I was born in Queens, and then my parents moved out to Staten Island, and we lived in South Beach, which is on the south shore of Staten Island. And I grew up on the south shore, surprisingly, because a lot of people of color, black people, didn't live over there. We were like one of the first families. It was like 5 families that lived over on this. There's like 5 black families that lived on the south shore of Staten Island when I was growing up. Really? You are absolutely 100%? Girl. You know something that I know. Prowl Avenue. I don't know where that is actually. It's got to be on the south shore then, on the other side. Unless they're over there closer to the bridge. Because, we have this south side. Yeah, that's what I thought. You must be on the south side. Because I live on the north shore now. I've been over here for a long time. I've been on the north shore. But I grew up on the south shore. And then my parents bought a house out in Long Island. Long Island. So that's why sometimes I sound like an old white Jewish lady. No, no, no pun intended. That I mean, no, I'm not being disparaging. I grew up with a lot of Italians and a lot of Jewish people, and so I have this very weird. You can even when I say weird, I have this very weird accent. So sometimes I can sound like an old white Italian lady, or sometimes I can sound like a Jewish lady. My friends used to always be teasing me because um, that's where I grew up. I grew up with mostly Italians. Like every Wednesday would be spaghetti day. Like you used to have that commercial. It's Prince Spaghetti Day. That would be me. We would have oh, your husband is Italian. We would have it wasn't sauce. It's gravy. He was like, I would go over to my girlfriend's house or my friend's house that lived because we lived in the projects. Ask him if he knows where the South Beach projects are. That's where I used to hang out. I mean, that's where I grew up. South Beach projects. That whole area was mostly Italian back in the day. Well, it was not Midland when I was growing up. It was South Beach. South Beach projects, not Midland. Midland is Midland. I was south, all the way south. Midland is a little bit further away, a little bit up the beach. I was closer to where the bridge was, where Father Capodanno comes around. You a New Jersey girl. Yeah, I lived in New Jersey too, but not for very long. I always come back. I always wind up coming back to New York. Always. So, okay, let me get back. Let me get back to the topic at hand. See? You see, I talk with my hands. I sound like I'm from you know, I don't know. Anyway, if you look at the top of the screen, you see all the white, right? All of the white are the spikes. Typically, the Schumann resonance, when you read the graph, it's supposed to be like when it's calm, I should have brought a calmer picture in, but when it's calm and it's normal, and the Schumann resonance is at 7.34, you will see a lot of blue and you will hardly see any white. And the green lines will be mostly flat. That's when everything's kind of chilled out. It's at its normal range. Right now, I don't know if you woke up and you felt it, but I woke up and felt it. See, first I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning. My alarm went off. I woke up at 8, and then I started doing I started to roll around. I rolled around, turned off my alarm, and then fell back asleep. And when I woke up, it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And again, I felt like I had a hangover. And I said, "Oh my God, I bet you the Schumann resonance must be nuts right now." And sure enough, I looked, and it was like this. And it's been like this pretty much all day. And this black spot over here is what they call a blackout, and it's a void. So you're not getting any readings. They're not getting any readings. Sometimes the blackout is really wide, and sometimes it's very small. I'm not sure what it means energetically, but I keep asking my own team, my own spiritual team, and usually they say that's the void. And you can go either way with that, right? When you're manifesting in a void. Some people can manifest really well in a void, and some people have a hard time when they're in the void. So when you're looking at the white spots, the white, these energies that are coming in to the planet or that are here on the planet, they're spiking really high. And again, you will feel it in your body. Like I was feeling it all day you may feel like you're getting a cold. You may start to have the sniffles like I have right now. You may feel tired. You may feel a little bit. I'm starting to feel like I adjusted well today to the energy because it doesn't feel as, it doesn't feel as foreign in my body as it did earlier today. Did you guys feel it at all? Did you feel any shifts, any changes at all in your physical bodies today? Did you, Jem? Beach Bum? Kate, did you? Or anybody else that's in the chat, did you feel any effects in your energy, shifting in your energy today? Like I had to do a lot of stretching today. Typically I do some yoga in the morning, but today I really had to stretch a lot. Yes, you're exhausted. That will happen too. And I suggest that, you try not to fight it. You try to adjust to it, like go with it. If your body needs to just lay down and sleep, yeah, I couldn't wake this morning. I didn't wake at all this in the new day. I slept till the afternoon. And did the clocks change? I don't know. Like my whole day is off right now. Hey Cheryl, my whole day is off completely. Because did we have daylight savings time today? I don't know. I can't remember. I have no recollection. I have no recollection whatsoever. So it did change. Time went ahead at 2 a.m. Okay, so when I went to bed, I thought maybe something was off because I had looked at my clock and it was 2. And I said, okay, you need to go lay down. Like it was almost 2, wasn't quite 2. And then I said, all right, you need to go to bed. And then I opened my clock, opened my phone again, right? Just because the light was on my phone to turn it off. And then it said something like 3:30, 3 o'clock. And I'm going, what? Oh, I thought it was 2. Maybe? Okay, I'm bugging. That's what I'm thinking. Because I didn't even realize it was, I hate when we do that. I hate moving the time forward, moving the time backwards. I hate it. It drives me absolutely. I usually, I don't change my clocks. Like if I have the analog clocks or just a regular schmegular, I don't change them. I just leave them wherever time they are. Everything else changes, but I don't change my clocks. Like the computers and all that, they change. I don't get it. Well, now I kind of get it. I never got it before, but I really think it's to throw us off energetically. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's my feeling. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I feel like that is the reason to keep us off kilter. And if they keep us off kilter, then we can never really remember the truth of who we really are and our power and all of that. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it until somebody comes up with a better story. So the other thing is the other part of the Schumann resonance. If you look at the bottom, I'm just trying to help you to understand how to read the charts. If you look at the bottom, you will see that this chart on the left side of the screen, the blue and the purple bars, you can tell too that the energy is shifting and is going high, and it gives you indication by the bars that are shifting, that are moving up and down. So if the graph up there, it gets to be confusing, then you can look at the graph on the bottom, and on the right side, it will tell you if it's unsettled, if the energy is unsettled, or if the earth is unsettled, if it's shifting, or if it's a geomagnetic storm, or what's going on by the bars on the left. And then it gives you a readout of what's happening. So when this energy starts to show up, when things start to show up like this on your graphs, sometimes that's an indication of earthquakes happening. So you may see a number of earthquakes. There'll be seismic activity that happens on the planet as well. So I like to pay attention to the Schumann resonance, because it doesn't just affect me, right? It affects the whole collective, and it also affects the seismic activity that we experience on the planet. So when people start saying, oh, there's an earthquake and they don't know why, or there is a storm or something like that, a lot of times it has to do with where we are on these charts, what the Earth's energy, the Earth's magnetic field, what's happening to it. So the other thing that is really interesting on this chart is the amplification. So above, like right below where it's white and green, if you look at the charts down underneath it, you'll see it looks like an electrocardiogram. You know, like when we are measuring, getting our heart measured. It's the same type of same thing, same look, and that's what we're doing with the Earth, right? We're measuring the Earth's heartbeat. So it's really interesting to pay attention to any synchronicities that may happen. Like, I had one today with Kate becoming my first subscriber. Because you don't know what I was talking about before I came in here, Kate. I literally, because I tell you that when you're paying attention to the Earth's energy, it's a good manifesting time, right? So there are times when the energy is so potent and it's good for manifestation. Then there are times, like there's never a bad time for manifestation, but there are peak times. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are times when it's almost instantaneous. So you have to be mindful of the words that you speak and what you're putting out. It's almost instantaneous. And that is when we have Schumann resonances like this. Like this. So when you're looking at the Schumann resonance and you see that it's high, be mindful. It's not just you manifesting wonderful things. You can also manifest some not great things for yourself. And it can come upon you with the quickness because of the shifts in the energy. Right? So just think about it. Some days you can go to the bank and the bank is open. And some days you go to the bank and the bank is closed. You can't do nothing, right? You can't do no business. You just arrive there, and just as you arrive there, it shut down. It closed. You're like, dang, why can't the bank be open? Because it's not open. It's the same thing. It is the same thing with the Schumann. So sometimes it'll be, and you wonder, well, what did I do? What did I do last time? How come it worked this time and it's not working today? It may be the Schumann resonance that's affecting. So one of the things that I I have created, along with my AI, Miss Nova Soul, is the Schumann Resonance Tracker. And you can start to pay attention and keep track, because I've been keeping track of when the Schumann is doing certain things, and when it's high, when it's low, when I have timeline shifts, when there's synchronicities. I check my Schumann. Okay, so maybe when it's at this level, these types of things happen. So the tracker, the Schumann resonance tracker, is a really good tool for you to track your own, instead of just waiting for, a content creator like myself to get on here and start talking about the Schumann. Oh, look at the energy today. You can look at the energy yourself and see if it's affecting you in any way. Are you having an argument, with someone when the energy is high, or when it's lower, or when it's normal? How do you move through the earth, through the universe, when these shifts happen on the planet? Are you noticing, more synchronicities when it's at a certain level? Okay, when it's at 10%, I don't really have synchronicities that much. But oh my God, the other day it was at 52, and everything was popping. So, it's really, really good to keep an eye on what's going on energetically in the planet. It will serve you well, right? It will serve you well. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about too today, and I was having a conversation with my own spiritual team, manifesting with water. And that kept coming to my mind. So I want to chat with you guys about that, and how water is a really excellent manifestation tool. Have any of you ever used water to manifest anything? Have you ever changed your water? Have you read the book The Power of Water by Masutu? I can never pronounce his name correctly. Let me get the book. I can never pronounce his name correctly. Emoto. Dr. Emoto. That's it. Ow, 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 ow. Have you ever watched the movie What the Bleep Do You Know? That's when I first found out about Dr. Emoto and his work. And I was so intrigued and so interested, because I'm one of those people that, being a life path 7, I always have to look. You have used water, but you never read that book. Okay, let me know in the comments how you have used water to do your manifestation. And also, how did it work for you? Let me know that. Let the rest of the group know. I talk to my water. That's one of the things that I do. I talk to my water. I talk to my water every day, like before I drink it. It is in a container that has labels on it. And I write on whatever container that I have my water in, it'll have a label on it. And I don't have anything in here right now, but I also created like a water bottle, that has the words love, thank you, peace, joy, happiness written on it. So when I pour water in that, that is, it's contained in that. Jem says, I have spoken into water and also use it on my intention altar. Okay, cool. That's something that I do. That's good. That's something that I do every day. Like, I don't drink my coffee, my water, um, the water that I use to make my coffee or tea or drinks or just plain water. I always talk to it. I do. I talk to it. I say, thank you, thank you, thank you, water, for being here. I say whatever I want, like, pretty much. I say, thank you. I'm so happy that you're here. I love you. Thank you for, blessing me with this water, with success, joy, peace, happiness. Like, I really be going in on my water. Like, a lot of people bless their food, but I don't see a lot of people blessing their water. And I speak words that I want the water to absorb into my body. But I also write the words on the bottle as well. So, like, my water doesn't always sit in the refrigerator, unless it's really, really hot. I drink my water at the room temperature that my body is, or I try to, and so it doesn't shock it. Uh, and then I don't always drink it ice cold out of the refrigerator. I let it, sit for a little while, and then I drink it immediately. So Kate says, that's in Sonia Riccati's meditation that I do every morning. Oh, I don't know who Sonia Riccati is. I don't know who that is. She has a water meditation. She has a water meditation. I'll have to check it out. Thank you for sharing that. Unsinkable author. So I found out about water and the healing properties of what water can do, and what the healing properties of the words that we speak to our water and that we put on our water can do, and what destruction the words that we use that are not good can do, and it changes the actual structure of the water. Like, literally, it changes the structure of the water. So I have, like I said, I have my water bottles that I use, that I store my water in, and I sit it, like, I let it sit overnight. Like, when it's getting, like, I have one water bottle, right? I used to have several. Now I only have one because I'm lazy. I need to do it to the rest of them, but I just pour it from one bottle to the, I know I'm crazy, but that's just me. Anyway, I write on it and I have the labels on it. And if you're just joining the chat, my name is Sydney. Hey, Jazz. Hey, Jazz. My name is Sydney, and we're having a spiritual chat tonight. And right now we're talking about the power of water. And the Schumann resonance is up. That's the picture of the Schumann resonance because the Schumann resonance is high tonight. And we were also discussing that. So if you have any questions about the Schumann resonance, just put it in the chat. And if you have any questions about water and what you can do to help you, it helps. It just does in manifestation. So I will often talk to the water as I'm in the shower. When I'm in the shower, I will talk to the water that's coming through the shower. I will bless the water that's actually coming onto not just going into my body, but actually coming on my body. Because your skin is the biggest organ that you ever have, right? That you'll ever have. It's your biggest organ. And we are, we are washing our bodies, hopefully, with water. So I bless the water. I say good words to the water that's coming on my body, as well as the good words that are coming, the water's coming into my body. So I not only bless the water going in, I bless the water that's coming on my body. And it's very interesting. If you think about it, you may actually be getting, and thank you for sharing the live, Jem and Kate. I appreciate that. And the likes. Thank you for the likes. But think about where you get most of your like aha moments. I want you to think about it for a minute. Where do you get most of your aha moments? Most of your realizations? Most of your downloads? Most of your, oh my goodness, I just had a great idea. Where? I just want to know. I know where I get most of mine. Where do you get most of yours? Where? Put it in the chat. Tell me. I want to know because I'm nosy. I'm nosy Sydney. Where and when do you get most of your awarenesses or things all of a sudden click for you? Think about where that happens. The majority of the time. I'm not saying that you don't get them like when you're driving your car, you're walking the dog, but where do they pop up at? I ain't gonna tell you where I get mine until you tell me where you get yours, because I'm doing all the talking. Where does it pop up at? Ain't nobody gonna say? Ain't nobody gonna say? Okay, yours comes mostly outside in your swing. K Gates most said the shower. That's right, Monica, when you bathing. Beach bum said they pop up everywhere, but now I'm blessing my shower. Right? Okay? I'm just saying. All right? They may come in other places, but like I get the most profound ones in that shower when I'm either showering or I'm taking a bath. And that's because I feel, in my humble opinion, that there's something with the water. That's all. There's something going on. Listen, you know how many times in the Bible water is mentioned? Do you know how many times water comes up and when you stand next to it, like if you go stand next to the beach or, yes, in the rain, or you go sit next to living water, exactly. You in the rain, Jazz, and exactly, Kate, in the water. You go stand next to you go by the beach, you go by a pond, you go by a river, a rushing river. What? Do you know how all of a sudden the tension just eases out of your physical being? Like physically, you feel different when you're standing near a body of water. Why do you think that is? Like, what is this powerful, powerful water? What happens? So when you start to read, see, I don't get anything for, I'm not affiliated with this book, but I've had this book for years. Okay? And when you start to read this, like, give yourself the opportunity. Don't believe a daggone thing I say to you, because I could be lying. I'm not, but I could be. Get this book by Dr. Masaru. I can never say his name correctly. Masaru Emoto. The true power of water. And he talks about the hidden messages of water. And then talk to any indigenous person, like who still has their roots with the land, and find out how they feel about water, right? Water is life. Why is it that our bodies have 70 to 80% water? Like, if our bodies are made up of 70 to 80% water, you really don't need, I don't think, this is just me, I'm not saying you need to talk to your doctor and, maybe some sort of, person who does holistic medicine or something like that, because I'm not a doctor. But I'm talking about my own body. When I drink water that I have charged with my own words, it tastes different. And I don't have to drink as much water to be hydrated. That's just something I've noticed, that I've become aware of. When I write these power words on my water bottles, even my animals, they tend to, like, if I give the cats, let's say, if I give my cats, or well, my dog too, when she was around, she lived to 16 years old drinking power water. And she didn't even look like she was 16 until she passed away. But they will not drink the tap water. They will drink my water before they drink the tap water. Kate Gatesmo. It's the true, maybe you can take a screenshot, I don't know. The True Power of Water. That's the name of the book. The True Power of Water. By Masuru, M as in Mary, A Apple, S Sam, A Apple, R U up, Emoto, E M like Mary, O Oscar, T Tom, O Oscar, Emoto. Oh, it shows up backwards. Okay, sorry about that. But it's the true power of water. And one of the things that he spoke about initially was, the thing that made me get the book and start doing my own experiments on my own water was in the movie. The movie is called What? Let me type it in here. This is the movie. The name of the movie is called What the Bleep Do We Know? And it came out, I think, I want to say around 2000, maybe 2005, either 2005, 6, or 7, one of them years. And the movie's called What the Bleep Do We Know? You may find it on YouTube. I don't know if it's on there or not, but maybe on some of your streaming services you might be able to find it. And the name of the book is The True Power of Water? Yeah. The True Power of Water. And it's by Dr. Masuru. I can never say his name right. I always have to get the book out to say his name, which is so disrespectful. I'm sorry. Okay, that's his name. And yeah, what the bleep do we know? That's basically it. And when I first watched the movie, they showed him talking about it. Now there was a lot of different things in that movie that will help you, maybe all of you, everybody, to connect some dots that maybe you might have missed along the way, in this life's journey. I know it was really very profound for me when I first watched it back in the day, and it's still one of my favorite movies to watch. And it came out around the same time as The Secret, and everybody was like, um it didn't get as much attraction, I guess, or traction as The Secret did, because I think most people, this is just my opinion, most people want something quick, and they just want to get to it and get it quick and get it over and get it done. And I want to be able to manifest like this. I just want to snap my fingers and have shit manifest. I'm going to tell you that doesn't happen for the most part. Maybe when you do, like, you're trying to manifest a cup of coffee, or you're trying to manifest, a parking spot, that will happen and you'll be able to do it very quickly. But when you're trying to manifest a big life change and you're trying to shift things, especially if you have a lot of um, stuff going on, right? Like, you have a lot of stuff piling on, piling on, piling on. It's like a runaway train in your mind and in your feelings. And the runaway train has to slow down. And most people don't know how to slow the runaway train down. And they just jump on the runaway train and think that they're going to stop it midstream, put the brakes on, and make a left turn. That doesn't work. And then flow into, like, the mansion and abundance. If I just close my eyes and think positive, everything's going to work out. I often say that's like putting a happy face sticker on a pile of shit. That doesn't work. So the what the bleep do we know was really kind of, for me, more helpful than The Secret was back in the day. And one of the things I pulled out of it was, about water and the healing properties of water. And so I speak words, positive words over my water. But the one thing I was asking was, when you get those aha moments, where are you? And the majority of you said that you were near water. And I'm saying to you, think about that, right? Pay attention to that, because water is not just healing, but there's something about water that's different, right? It's talked about in the Bible, the living water, the living water. You ever wonder why we say the living water? Like, what's up with that? So, does water have consciousness? I don't know. I haven't been able to study that. I'm not a scientist, but in my anecdotal life, it has seemed to me that it might have a little bit of consciousness. Especially when Mother Nature, let me see, who's saying that? Jazz. Especially when Mother Nature is trying to cleanse the earth, hurricanes example. Yes. Think about the amniotic fluid of the baby also. Mostly water. Like, babies are already swimming in water. When you watch The Matrix, and there's that scene before they free Neo and they show all of the babies in the little cells, they're in what? They're in water, right? So there's something. God's going to trouble the water. You ever hear that song? I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs, among many, but it's one of them. God's going to trouble the water, right? If you ever listen to any old gospels, old church gospel songs, that is interesting, right? And they bring the people who needed healing to the water. Like the, what's her name? Fatima? She stands over there someplace, I don't know, in Italy or somewhere. And people come to the water. There's something very, very healing, not just like, for real, not fake, like not just, oh, I'm going to pray over you and bless you. I'm talking like there's something really healing in that water, something about the water. There's something about the water. And one of the things that I notice is when I speak in the water, like when I'm taking a shower and I am manifesting something and I speak in the water, something happens to show me the manifestation in real time outside of the water. Yes, Our Lady of Fatima. That's it, Kate. And the baptisms. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Jazz said, my grandmother used to sleep with water under her bed. Uh-huh. Jem says, wow, I never thought of that. Exactly. So water is very healing and it's very powerful. So what I'm saying is, do your own research. Don't believe me, of course, right? I always say that. But do your own research. See what happens when you make it your business to start writing, or you can go to my website and get the labels, or you can write on your own water, right, with a marker on the container, and write on the bottle and see if there's a change in the water. Because I often say, I tell the people that work with me, I say, are you drinking? I don't ask them if they're drinking enough water. I ask them if they're drinking charged water, if they're drinking blessed water, or if they're drinking dead water. And they go, what? What do you mean if I'm drinking dead water? Water's alive? I'd be like, yes, water's alive, dagnabbit. You're not blessing your water. Do you bless your food? Yes. But do you bless your water? Well, it covers everything. Nope. I'm talking about specifically because you can live literally without any food. You can't live without water. You can't. So my animals don't drink. They don't like to drink the tap water. Sometimes I give it to them. They want to take my water. Drink the full moon water. Yeah, that's another way to do that. Bless it, put your water in the moon and drink that. There's so many different things you can do with water. Like back in the day, way back in the day, people used to use the water for their reflection because they didn't have mirrors, right? Like one of the things that my own spiritual team, when I was asking them about aging, and guys, I've talked about this before, I don't look at mirrors all the time. Like my mirrors in my bathroom are covered. I don't do that because it helps to manifest the aging process quicker. So I have my mirrors covered for the most part, unless I'm going out someplace. Then I uncover them. Like I put something over my mirrors, and I don't even. But the water used to be the reflection, is what you used as the reflection to see yourself. Back in the day there wasn't no mirrors around. Way back, they weren't just like looking at themselves like that all the time. Still waters, right? Still waters. So do the experiment. Write some powerful. Thank you, Jade. Thank you so much. We're almost at the goal. Yay! Thank you. Oh, we reached it. We reached it. Thank you. Thank you. Almost at the goal. So, you pay attention. You stay away from mirrors and birthdays. Jeez. I love it. We were having a conversation the other day, and I was talking about how I don't tell people my age. Like, are you writing a book? You don't need to know that. The song Still Waters. Yes. I realized that. Yeah, I love that. Still waters run deep. But do your own experiment. So the next time you get in the shower, the next time you take a bath, talk to your water, bless it. Say, tell it you're thankful for it, you're happy, you're blessing it, I love you, thank you for being here. And then speak of what it is you want to bring about, right? Maybe you want to bring more love. Maybe you want to bring your message out because you have a burning message inside of you that you need to get out. Whatever it is, speak to the water. And also, pay attention to what's going on with the Schumann at that time. Pay attention to where the Schumann resonance is at that time. Jade said, yes, the water is so powerful. I do this all the time. It's a sentient being. Hello. Hello. It's a sentient energy. That's correct. Exactly. It has consciousness. And we sleep on the water, yo. People be sleeping on the water. Thank you for the roses. Thank you. Thank you. We sleep on the water. We don't pay attention. We're not paying. It's right here. It's right in front of our face, and we're not even paying attention to it. We're not noticing, it's like there was a story that came into my mind yesterday while I was showering about the I'm gonna mess up the story. I am, but there's an old fable or tale, whatever, and it's a story about a man who receives a gift from a very rich man, and the very rich man tells him that there is like a gold coin in this box, and he believes it. And he goes on and he becomes very wealthy, and he never opens up the box. I think the man told him never to open up the box or whatever. And he becomes very wealthy because he thinks like this is his lucky coin and all of that, right? And he gives this to another man who is also very poor, because he was very poor at one point. And he gives it to the man, and the other man, he tells him the same thing, don't look in it, blah, blah, blah. But the other man, he just can't even fathom that this could be the gift of a million, a gold coin or whatever. And he goes ahead and opens the box, and it is a piece of wood, or it's like a wooden nickel or something like that. And what I'm saying is, if you believe within, if you understand the true power that you really are within, like the gift was not the actual coin, it was knowing the truth of who you are within. Like this man, he never opened the box. He just believed within himself that he, was rich, and he thought that there was this gold coin in the box. And so it gave him this immense amount of confidence and power within him. And he went about and he created a multi-millionaire business, became rich. And then he gave the gift to another person. And that person could not believe or even conceive of it. So what I'm saying is, how does this relate to the water? How does this relate to anything I'm talking about? It relates because if you believe within yourself, don't believe me, do your own experiment is what I'm saying. Check and see if it really works for you. Because it works for me and it works for others. It does, and if you don't do it, you'll be like that man that opened up the box and said, "Oh, this is just a wooden nickel." You won't be like the person that's actually manifesting their dreams and desires and goals. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what that whole little story was for. So in my shower today, while I was showering, I said, I was speaking aloud because I needed my guides to. I said, listen, if I'm going to be coming on TikTok, oh, thank you. Hey, Mike. Hey. I need some clear evidence. I need clear, concrete evidence that I should be going back on TikTok to just, tonight, because it's a lot, yo. It's a lot. I said I need clear, concrete evidence. Don't be giving me no mamby-pamby, answers and responses. That's how I talk to the water, and I talk to my guides. I talk to my guides like I'm talking to y'all. That's how I talk to them. I talk to my spiritual team like I be cursing them out sometimes too. I be like, what the hell are you? But I really be cursing. I don't just say what the hell. I be cussing them out. And then Beach Bum became a subscriber. When I came in here and I logged in, Beach Bum became my first subscriber to my channel. That was concrete. Undeniable, unrefutable evidence. So I got my first subscriber to my channel today. And my first real live member subscription today. Not shortly after I said what I said in my shower. And, I was fighting. I was fighting with the water. I was like, come on now. I know y'all hear me. That's how I be talking to them now. But that's how you should be able to talk to your spiritual team, just like you talk to your homeboys or your girlfriends. That's how you should be able to talk to them. I've always had my relationship with my spiritual team just like that. Your spiritual team is not above you. Like, they're not like the whole, my guides, my guides are so, what? They're not above you. Some of them may have more knowledge than you. Some of them have never ever incarnated. Did you know that? Some of your team, your spiritual team, has never come to this crazy place called planet Earth. You honestly was going to subscribe yesterday, but couldn't remember your Apple. So your spiritual team is aware of you, but you have to really give them direction. This is not a passive experience. Don't let anybody gaslight you and make you believe that, all you have to do is think positive thoughts and everything in your life is going to shift and change. That is not the case. And if you're an indigo like me, that is not the case at all. for any of you. So that is the, I have found, again, I can only speak for myself, but I have found that that is quite the gaslighting and spiritual bypassing that happens in the spiritual community on a regular basis. Okay? And when I say spiritual community, I mean across the board, right? Whether it's religion, or you're on Witch Talk, or you're in astrology, or any of those, things where it's not science fact based, right? Because even science is starting to weave spirituality into it, which is great because both of them should be together. That's how I see it. But don't let anybody gaslight you. Don't let anyone tell you not to trust your own guidance, right? So many times people get off track because they start following someone, and that someone has them going and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and they get a little inkling, they get a little, they get something in their intuition that says, you know what, this might not be the thing for you, and they keep going anyway. Trust your intuition. Always trust your intuition. Before you trust anybody outside of yourself, always, 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 always trust your intuition. It may seem like your intuition is saying to you, this is not the way to go, or don't go this way, and you really want to go this way, and your intuition is saying don't go that way, but you really, really want to go this way because all of your friends are going this way and everybody else is going this way, and you're all reading the same books and everybody's going this way, but your intuition is saying nope, you go this way. If you don't go that way, you may have a harder time going that way the next time. So it may be part of your journey, to go with your friends and to go hang out with them and to read their books and to do those things. But it may not be if your intuition is guiding you in a different direction. So how do you trust your intuition? Well, one of the ways that I found best that works for me, it might not work for you, but it has always worked for me. I will, if I'm in the middle of something and I'm thinking, should I go left or should I go right? Well, left looks good. Right looks good too. Right has this, and I'm in the middle and I can't figure it out. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. So it has to be a hell yes for me. Like if I'm waffling between two things, if one of them is, and what happens is I will make a choice. I will decide. I'll just make a decision. Like if I can't make a decision, I will just choose one. So if I'm trying to figure out if I should go left, if I should go right, and they both equally seem, the same, I will just choose one. This is how I do it. You may do it differently. And then I will see what I feel. Like I will make a decision. I will make a choice. I was like, okay, I'm going left. I don't actually go left, but I make a decision to go left. And when I make the decision, I check in with my intuition. How does that feel? And if it's not a hell yes, then that means that's not the right choice. And it's a hell no. And how do you know it's a hell yes? You will know. You will feel elated. You will feel happy. You will feel relieved. You'll feel joyful. You'll feel all the things. You'll feel all the things that indicate, yes, that was the right choice. If I made the choice and I'm not feeling any of that, like at all, If I'm feeling like all of a sudden my body gets heavy and I just feel drained, or, I get like a feeling of a little bit of fear or trepidation and all that, I go, okay, that's not the right choice. And then I go with the one that made me feel lighter, made me feel joyful, made me feel even peaceful or calm. I do that often because, we have choices that we have to make every day. Now, it took me a little while to get there, right? To get to the point where I can feel my feelings and feel them in my body. But that's all it is. It's just practice. If you just practice a little bit at a time every day, when you have a choice to make, if it's not a hell yes, then that's a hell no. And sometimes you don't even realize that the hell yes has blossomed into something so magnificent, because it can be a small decision that you make that you're having a trouble with. And you think it has nothing to do with the bigger picture because you can't see the big picture. You can only see the step that you're standing on at that moment. As you climb higher, your vision gets broader. You can see further. You can see all of the things that you missed. Thank goodness. All of the faux pas that didn't happen, right? But when you're standing on the ground level, you can't see jack shit. You can't see nothing. All you can do is trust your guidance, your intuition, and your lower self helps to guide that. Your lower self, which many people call the shadow self, your lower self really was put here to help us. It was put here to help us. It's not a bad thing. It's just that it got overlaid and overlaid and overlaid and overlaid and overlaid like this with negative emotions that we created selves out of. We created other selves. So sometimes, you'll talk to somebody or you'll be in an experience and all of a sudden you get triggered by something. That's an other self. It's a false self. And the false self got triggered by an experience that you might have had before, either in this life or before, and you just never dissolved it. Like people say, you got to clear up your karma and you got to fix this. Sometimes it's just a matter of dissolving the false self and moving on. Like my guides gave me a way to be able to do that, and it has helped us and the people that I have shared it with. Hey, Molly. Hi, babes. And the people that I have shared it with, it has helped them too. So let me just give you an example because I'm not a gatekeeper. I've written a book. You can get the book and you can practice it yourself, but I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you how to do this right now. So I had an argument one day. It's not an argument. It was a disagreement. I had a disagreement with one of my friends. And if you're just joining the live, the reason why we have the Schumann resonance up is because we're talking about the energy that's coming into the planet, what's happening with the energy right now, and how this is a great time to be manifesting consciously, because you're manifesting all day long anyway. But I am going to tell you how you can how you can not remove your shadow self, because you need that. It's a lower self. It's your guidance system. And once you dissolve the cells that are encased over it, you'll understand what I'm trying to explain. One day, I had a disagreement with one of my friends. And I got off the phone with her. Now, this is about 2-3 years ago. I got off, so this is like fairly recent, okay? So I got off the phone with her, and I was ruminating over the conversation, because I don't know. I have never been diagnosed with ADHD, but my thoughts will run amok sometimes. And so I was ruminating, going over and over and over. And that's always happened to me. Like I'm one of those people that will think of all the things I should have said to you after the fact, right? And sometimes I'm real good at, cussing you out, depending on where my head is. But then after the conversation, I think of all the good shit I should have said to you, right? So this is what's happening. I'm standing I'm in my bathroom and I'm ruminating. I'm going, why did she do that? Why did she say that to me? How come she's talking to me like that? And now I'm going on and on and on and on and on in my head. And then finally, as I'm starting to slow down the train a little bit, I hear, stop making another self out of it. And I was like, what? What? Who was that? I know who it was, but it was just like, what do you mean? Stop making another self. I'm not making another self. This is me. So I was told to stop making another self. Stop creating another self. Because we all have our lower self, and every time we get into these negative emotions, these negative scenarios, we emotionally create another self, a false self, that when we get triggered, that false self shows up in you. So I'm standing in and I'm going, what? All this information's getting downloaded, right? Creating another false self. Okay. So what do? Step out of the situation emotionally. At that moment, I was able to do that, right? I was able to do it at that moment. So I stepped out of the situation emotionally and looked at it from a non-emotional state, which is not something that I was actually able to do all my life, because I'm a woman. That's what they say. We get emotional, right? I'm just so emotional. And I was able to step out of the situation in my mind. I could see the whole thing, and I see myself stepping out of it and looking at it from a non-emotional state. What would I say? What would I do? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So then they told me that every time I have a negative experience or hold on to a negative experience, what I'm doing is imprisoning my lower self in that emotional state. And that I had the power to free her by dissolving the false self that I just created. Ruminating over this, overthinking and ruminating. And I was like, what? So one of the false selves that I was carrying in me was this overthinking process, right? This ruminating, and overthinking. And so I did it. I did the exercise. And the exercise is, closing my eyes, imagining I'm speaking to my lower self and stating something similar to, I now dissolve the false self I created, because I don't know when I created it. It could have been recently, could have been when I was a kid at 10 years old, it could have been in another lifetime, right? I dissolve the self that I created, past, present, and future, in overthinking. The self that I created in overthinking, I dissolve that now. And I dissolve it with my full soul power. Thank you very much. Blessings, Mother, Father, God, or whoever you want to say blessings and thanks to, or yourself. And you imagine your lower self that is once encased in this emotional, wretched state that one particular one. Now that it is, you ain't dissolved all of them, but you just dissolved that one. And you see this being dissolved. Like you have to imagine it being dissolved and make that statement. That's it. It was that simple. I can't even tell you how all of a sudden I felt this weight lifted. And I was like, wait a minute. Wait, it's that simple? It's that, it can't be. It cannot be that simple. Like, don't I have to do some kind of like, I don't know, kung fu? Like, don't I have to do some kind of, there's gotta be something what? Don't I have to do something? No, it can't be. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Sugar Plum, thank you for joining. It cannot be that easy. Thank you for the rose. Sugar Plum. And then I was so overwhelmed. I started crying because I was like, it can't be that simple. And they were like, yeah, it's that simple. Right? So again, I have this relationship with my spiritual team. And sometimes they will say, yeah, it's that simple, knucklehead. Right? Like, we've been trying to tell you. It's been that simple all along, but you wanted to make it hard. And I was like, okay. So I started this was in 2022. So I started really working, with that type of energy and dissolving dissolving these false selves when I got triggered. Because I thought, honestly, I thought I had done all the work. I thought I had gotten all of this stuff handled a long time ago. And I didn't, apparently. So every time I got triggered, I would not immediately, because some days I didn't catch it right away, and then because I'm really kind of in tune with my emotions and my feelings, I was like, okay, I'm feeling this way. What is that? Oh, that's a trigger. I've been triggered. What has triggered me? And so once I was able to pinpoint what it was that I was feeling, oh no, I know it's a journey. I'm just talking about me specifically. What I was experiencing. I know it's a journey, but some of the things that I had thought I had let go, that I had worked on, I hadn't quite let them go. So once I realized that, I was like, okay, so now I'm writing down the triggers and I do the exercise. It's very simple, such a simple exercise, right? So I do the exercise, and this one was a big one. Yeah, those pop-ups. It was the pop-ups, girl. It was the, hey, I'm here, trigger. It was like that, So one day I was doing one of the, I had a big one, and I knew this one, I've been working on it, been chipping on it, and I knew that I hadn't really gotten rid of that one, right? And it was brought to my awareness, it was brought to my attention by my team, by my spiritual team, that this, you gotta go ahead and do it. And the thing of it is, when I did this exercise, I really didn't expect the kind of response that I received, because I have been chipping away at it for so long. I really was like, in my mind, didn't think that there was going to be any real shift or change. But to my surprise, I said, okay, I'm going to do it, and let's see what happens. And like, I have no resistance to it. I wanted to free myself from this particular thing. And I did the little exercise, because it's a little exercise. It really is not that big of a deal. But the imagination is very real. So you want to get in your imagination and see your lower self. Have your lower self introduce itself to you. That's what they had me do, basically. And I did the exercise, and holy schmoly, my lower self became huge. She became like a huge giant. And I'm tall. I'm 5'11". She was towering over me. It was like I got nervous. I was like, oh my God, is she going to eat me up, right? And she gave me a hug. And I was sobbing because I don't know how long she's been locked up in that energy. Because I don't know when it was that, I first experienced that particular negative emotion. It could have been eons. It could have been centuries. I have no idea. And that was the most wonderful feeling I had felt up until that moment. I had never felt anything like that before in my life. And that's when I realized, oh boy, this is really a powerful exercise. And my spiritual team asked me to write about it and to create, a little book for people to be able to use it. And so when I get on my lives, I share that. I'm trying not to get emotional because it was so freeing. But I share that story because, oh, thank you, Kate. Thank you so much. I share that story because a lot of us do a lot of work. We do a lot of energy work. And we are beating ourselves up a lot of times. And, we're like, we're in it. We're in the fight, and we do have those pop-ups that show up and you go, well, damn, damn, am I not getting it? Am I not getting it? Am I not figuring this out? But this seemingly little exercise is so freaking powerful that you gotta share it with people, right? So that's why when I do it on my lives, I talk about it on my lives. Not all the time, but I do talk about it on my lives, and I do share it a lot in my Discord because it has been such a powerful energy shifter for me. Because one of the things I wanted to manifest for myself was being able to move through situations and challenges, because shit happens. And we go through stuff, we go through changes, we go through challenges, people will leave us, relationships end, things happen with our money, all kinds of stuff happens in life. But I wanted to be able to manifest, this was my dream, to be able to go through things, but not go through them in a way that I would be devastated. Like, I wanted to be able to move through challenges in a calm, loving manner. I didn't want to always be emotional all the time, right? Like when a building is falling down, the sky's falling, right? Like, in those wicky-wacky emotions. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to be able to go through things in my life without having all the time to get to these crazy emotional feelings. And then, they're draining. Your emotions can fucking drain, they can drain you. And you'll be, so overwhelmed. sometimes. That, for me, would be the best manifestation, right? That, because then that means I can move through challenges and still be, don't get me wrong, not that I don't cry or that I don't have emotions, but that I'm not physically, emotionally drained, right? Yes, balancing your chakras is also very powerful, and yet you still have to constantly, you still have those triggers that happen. For me anyway, I did. And I balance my chakras every day. But I've been here. I've been here quite a bit. Like, I was told I like coming. I don't want to come back next time, but apparently I've been told I like coming here often. It's like I was like, wait, I'm not doing this again. Next lifetime, I'm chilling in the crib, letting everybody else come back to planet Earth. Yes, yes, exactly, Mariah. Mira love. Did I say that correctly? There's a lot of us that said they're not coming back. Like, this is it. And I already had my chance to leave. I left. And I said, I gotta get back because I want to see how the story ends. I was already out. I was out. And then I came back in. So now I am at the point where I get it. Like, I'm not coming back next time. You know. So if I leave this time, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm out of here, babes. So anyway, the energy clearing book and dissolving the false selves, you can get it in the bookstore on my link, but it's very powerful. It's a really great way to dissolve it, because once it's dissolved, it's dissolved. Like, you don't have to go back and do anything else ever again. Like, that, once that trigger is dissolved, once that false self is dissolved, literally, like, I've dissolved false selves since 2022, and those things have not popped back up again. That's what I'm saying. Like, those pop-ups are not popping. Those old pop-ups are not popping back. And that is huge for me. And I had an experience about 2 weeks ago that, had I had this experience before I learned about dissolving the false selves and getting myself to an equilibrium of balance in my emotions, it would have taken me out, like, laid out on the floor, crying, boo-hooing, snots, panic, all of that. So I have been, Mira Love says, I have been all in my fire Medusa energy. It's like I woke up as a wrecking ball. Beatrice says, my guide said, this is my last tour. Good for you. Yes, Schumann's report was for today. It was today. And Trey said, I astro traveled. Oh, cool. Definitely the way I've been alchemizing, Mira says. Yes, this was the Schumann before I started the live, which was at 9 o'clock my time. So I grabbed the photo, and we were talking about how that paying attention to the Schumann is a really powerful way to be able to track, like start tracking what's happening during the Schumann. When you look at the Schumann resonance, what's happening when the energy shifts. And it's a really good tool to start tracking if you're getting insights or downloads at a certain point. When you're looking at the graphs, what's the hertz at that time. So if it's at the normal 7.34, between 8.34 hertz, or has it shot up like it has today with all of these white spots, where were you when you got this particular download, or how was your body feeling during the shifts or the energy spikes. So we have a journal. It's called the Schumann, that I created as well. It's called the Schumann Resonance Tracker. And it just has questions that you can fill in if you want to and pay attention. Or you can journal. You don't have to use mine. You can use your own, right? And create your own and do your own journaling. But there are, I have a video on my channel that I uploaded today, and it talks about that. And you can see the log pages, and maybe you can grab some of those questions and create your own journal and see if that, if any of that resonates with you. Mira said, talking to Mira. Hey, Phoenix, welcome. Welcome to the live. What am I using the Schumann resonance for? I keep an eye on it for everything, actually. I watch it every day. I pay attention to it every day. So today I woke up. I knew there was something off. Like I knew I could feel the energy was different when I woke up this morning. And number one, I didn't wake up this morning. I woke up this afternoon. Which was throwing me off. Oh, what machine am I using to get my readings? Oh. This I just grabbed a screenshot, but I have an app on my phone called the Schumann Resonance app. Is that what you're talking about, that? Okay, so I get an app. Okay, cool. There's an app that you can get on your phone. It's called the Schumann Resonance app. I don't, whatever phone you use, it'll either be Android or, Apple. And I think it's like $2.99. I'm not affiliated with the company or anything like that. But you can download it, and it has you can put like notifications on your phone. So I set mine to like 12%. So when the Schumann goes past like 12%, 12, not 12%, but 12 hertz, I want to be alerted, right? So you can decide when you want to be alerted. And mine checks every hour and a half, every 90 minutes. And then it'll send you a notification when it's gone past a certain hertz that you've set it at. And you can check it and look at the graphs. Like the Schumann app that I have on my phone doesn't have the bars that are listed on the bottom. This one, I actually have to go to a website and get some more information. So I use that to keep on my phone, and then I will check on the websites, the different websites that I use, and I'll check, the information that way too. So it's a good way for me anyway. I'm just suggesting that people pay attention to what's going on energetically with the planet. And I use it every day. Like I check it every day. Especially when I wake up like today. And today it was very hard. It was really high, but I woke up tired today. I woke up tired. Yes, Mira. It is getting more intense day by day. So I did create a tracker that you can use to write in your observations and insights and pay attention to all of that information for yourself. Like, just keep a journal for yourself and then gather your insights for yourself. Because a lot of times we'll have timeline shifts when the energy happens, and then people will go, something happened. But if you already are paying attention, you'll know when the timeline shifts have already happened and when they've taken place. You'll be on it, right? Because you're paying attention to what's going on with the Earth, and the solar flares that happen also have an effect. I'm like, I done jumped timelines 3 times this past week. Yes. And you will, Mira, you will notice. Thank you all. And thank you, Mira and Phoenix, for your questions and for liking the live and for being here and sharing. I really appreciate that. And Jem, who else is in here? And Kate and Beatrice, Trey, and K Gate Smo. All of you. I really do appreciate you, and thank you for sharing the live, and thank you for liking the live. Oh yes, exactly. The crash outs. People, you will notice too. When you start tracking what's happening with the Earth's energy, you will notice who's crashing out, like why. You'll go, oh yeah, okay, so the planet was doing this thing, and then that happened, and you also will notice sometimes the Schumann will be spiking because of something we're doing, humans. Like we may be fighting or in the middle of a war, and it will make the Earth's heartbeat, go up. It will do that. Thank you, Ocean Breeze. Thank you for following the live, and thank you for joining. Yes, our energy is shifting everything. Exactly. So we have to also pay attention. Not we don't have to. Like I don't mean to say we have to, because I don't like to make people feel like, I am shoulding. Like I say to you, you have to do this. We have to do. No, that's not how I get down. But you may want to start paying attention. We have UAPs showing up, we have drones showing up, we have orbs showing up, right? So if you're in an area where there's a lot of activity, when are they showing up most often? Is it happening when we have these huge spikes? If you're tracking and you're making notes, you'll be able to be your own observer, your own little scientist. Let me move my face up a little bit. Hi, Mimi. Thank you for the follow. And Mira said, that's our God power activating shit at this time. They would want to. Those are primordial celestials. They're awesome. Yes. There's a lot of activity happening. So I just say, for all of us, that pay attention. Just pay attention. You don't have to, but it might help you along the way to start paying attention. Grab your little pencil and start making observations. Don't you remember when you was a kid and maybe you were trying to act like you were some sort of scientist and inspector. That's where you got to get to. That kid energy, that is inspecting stuff, that's looking at stuff, that's trying to figure stuff out. There's no body who's more important than anybody else. There's nobody who knows more than you do that should be treated more special. You may be the one person who has all of the information that, that has that one key that we need. And so don't feel like you don't play a part in this. Don't feel like you don't have a part here, or that what you have to say is not valid. It is. It's very important. Everybody has something that they can bring to the group, bring to the collective, share, and give. Because we've lived in a society for so long that has been built on competition, greed, competition. The only one you should be competing with is yourself, really. So we are built on competition, greed, and fear, right? So I'm just saying, yes, we all have a set purpose. Wait, what is these people? I know they come watching me with the helicopters to see if I'm them. It's weird, definitely. Yeah, you would. Unfortunately, that is going to happen. Wondering about that myself. My brother was drowning in drones in New Jersey, and yaps, spot on. Hey, Anna. Exactly. We all have a set purpose. Exactly. UAP, sorry, Otica. Oh, okay. I saw you. I was like, apps, aunties. Yeah. So, I just want. I not just want. I'm always doing work on myself. I am my own guinea pig. I'm my own guinea pig, right? So I try out stuff on myself first, and then, I bring it to the collective. I share it with my group, and then, they try it and see if it works for them. Because here's the thing, everything that everybody's spewing or saying, everything doesn't work for everybody, right? Like, I may find something that works for me, and then you try it and you say, Sydney, it doesn't work for me. That's fine. I don't want you to agree with me. I don't want people to always agree with me, because if we're all agreeing with each other, then we have an echo chamber. But what I do like is when you bring stuff to me and you're not dogmatic about it, and you ask to share, you want to share it with me, and you want to show me something that you've learned or you've brought to the table, and you don't say to me, you have to do it this way. Because I'm never going to say to you, you have to do it my way. Never. I never want you to believe everything I say either. I want you to challenge me if you're here, if you're part of my group. If you're following me and you're listening to some of the things I've said. Because I could be all wrong for you. But I'm not. Just kidding. I'm just joking. But, always challenge whomever. Always challenge whomever whomever's giving you information. And that's one of the things, unfortunately, now in this type of climate that we're in, people are following each other, march, step right over the cliff. I don't want you to do that. I want you to grow in your own awareness, grow in your own knowing. Follow your guidance, because you have a guidance system in there. And that's why I was talking to you about following your intuition. Your intuition is set there for you for a reason. and it is to guide you. You have to trust and follow. And sometimes it may seem like it's leading you off the garden path. It probably is, because that's where you need to be at that moment. But you have to trust yourself. And the more you follow your intuition and pay attention to it and listen to it and learn from it, the better you get at following it, the better you get at trusting it. And again, don't forget to pick this book up if you haven't already done so. It's The True Power of Water. Write the words on your water. I did not see that. I did not see that video, Mira, of people marching off the cliff. The purple one. Oh, yes, I do. I have that. I did share that video. I did. I shared that video. I reposted it. I mean, yeah, that one was sad. That was a sad video. I reposted it. I know which one you're talking about. When he puts the board down and then they beat him up because they were all just walking into the crevasse. And then the purple one I think it was purple, right? He puts the board across the crevasse so they can walk across. And he shows them, look, I'm walking across. And then they get mad at him, beat the daylights out of him, knock the crevasse down, and just keep walking over. That was sad. Yeah, he did try to save them. That was sad. So, again, my name is Sydney. Welcome to my live. If you're just joining us, we're just having a spiritual chat. That's all tonight. I didn't really have a topic. I wanted to talk about the Schumann resonance because it was very important because, of the spikes that we are having today. This was taken today earlier, right before I came on live. And, I was sharing that this was a way for you to be able to start to pay attention. Like, I'm trying to help people to pay attention to what's happening energetically on the earth. Like, pay attention on your own. Don't wait for someone to post it, like on a YouTube channel or on a TikTok. Like, you can get these apps on your phone and pay attention yourself. And I created a journal tracker that you can use, or you can create your own and start tracking like different synchronicities, how you feel, what you're thinking, what's happening at the moment. Like, did you notice any shifts? Did you have any timeline jumps? Where were you at the time of these, spikes? And just pay attention, because we're one with the earth. So when the earth shifts, we shift. And I see so often people getting on these, and don't get me wrong, I'm not dogging the channels, but they'll see the spike, they'll see the graph, and then they'll make a comment, oh wow, that's so cool, yay, earth, blah blah blah, and then you just move on. But there's a component that when you start paying attention, you start to be able to even manifest better, because you'll know those times when you start clocking what was happening with the earth when you manifested something, or when you had an argument with someone, or someone had an argument with you, so forth and so on. Because that graph that you're looking at right there, that has impact on how we move on the planet. That has impact. So if you start to familiarize yourself with, thank you for the follow, thank you, damn near perfect. I like that name. Yeah, he tried to save them. And who else came in here? Rebel Facts. Oh, I like that name too. Hey, Tanya, thank you for the live. The follow. And More Woman, thank you. More woman flaw. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Thank you for joining the live, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Look at all that white. Yes, it's a lot of white. It is a lot of white on that chart. And I'm saying to you, you may have noticed it when you woke up this morning. Like when you woke up today, how did you feel? I'm going to tell you how I felt, right? When I woke up this morning, I really wanted to go back to sleep. And I didn't wake up this morning. I woke up this afternoon. It was 12 o'clock. And my eyes were watery. My nose was sniffling. And I felt like I had been drinking the night before. I woke up like I had a hangover. That's how I woke up this morning. That's how I was feeling, like I had a hangover. And I know when I wake up feeling like that, there was an energy shift. I know it because I've been tracking. I've been paying attention. And I go, let me go check because I know there was an energy shift and change today. And I open up my phone, I look at my Schumann resonance app, and sure enough, it was high. It was spiking. It's been spiking all day. So I was like, yep, okay. And I was moving slow. You would have thought that I had been out on a binge. Like I was walking around here trying to get the coffee, trying to feed my pets. Because they were looking at me like, girl, when you gonna feed us? What you doing? Don't you? Hello? It's afternoon. You done missed breakfast. So, let me see. What did you say? Yes. And you said look at all that white. Okay, yeah. Mira said she woke up and felt funny. I felt like being a truth teller. I felt I needed to be the judge's executioner. Woo! Jim said, I thought I was being sick. Yep. Kate said, it's totally flat now and it looks strange. Okay, I haven't checked it because I got this before I got it on live this afternoon. So Phoenix says, yes, I woke up so discombobulated. The DST shift didn't help either. I know. Exactly. Exactly. That whole thing, I was all jammed up today. Completely, just totally discombobulated. I even wrote that to somebody today when they asked me how I was doing, Phoenix. I said, I'm discombobulated. I'm discombobulated. I'm all discombobulated today. I literally wrote that. I'm gonna have to go get the screenshot of the chat because I did write that. That 70s chick. Welcome to the live. That 70s chick. You've been depressed all day. Well, I hope while you're here that, you feel a little bit better. That was the vibe for today. I had the minor headaches last week. Had to sit under the sun often to cleanse. I'm sending you a hug too. That 70s chick. I hope we were able to lighten and make you smile a little bit today. But you may find I'm gonna chop up this video, I think, and get the section where I have the instructions for dissolving the false cells if I have time to do that tomorrow, and I'll put it on my my channel so you can see it and keep it for yourself. I don't typically allow people to download videos from my channel, but you should be able to at least save it and have it for yourself. And save it and like it. But So some of the techniques you want to apply: sleeping in the wish fulfilled. That's number one, right? Especially when the energies are kind of like were today. You want to apply those energies. If you've never heard of Neville Goddard, let me write it. Because if you've never heard of him, then you might not know what I'm talking about. Nevi, Neville Goddard. That's his name. If you can find his videos on YouTube, The Power of Your Imagination, how to use your imagination. There's a channel, I don't have it right now. Might be Real Neville. I think that's the name of it. And I started using Neville Goddard techniques in 2009. I was teaching him to a lot of people in 2009, and he's been one of the most helpful as far as, creating and manifesting things for me, especially in using my imagination and understanding that your imagination creates your reality. Everything you imagine creates your reality. It just doesn't pop quickly. However, when the Schumann is like this, pay attention to what you're putting out in your manifestation. Pay attention to what you're saying when it spikes like this. Pay attention, because those things, whether good or bad, have a tendency to manifest very quickly. They have a tendency to manifest very quickly when the Schumann is spiking this way. So you do want to definitely pay attention to and track some of your experiences that you're having when the energy is spiking. But one of these most powerful tools is sleeping in the wish fulfilled. So if you find Neville Goddard on YouTube, I prefer him on YouTube. You can follow me on YouTube to get to him, because my YouTube channel is connected to the YouTube channel that I find most useful. These are the original, his original videos that were up way before everybody started with the law of assumption, and also when everybody started with my concept, my self-concept, and all this other nonsense. Okay? If you follow, and I'm not saying that because I want you to follow me on YouTube. I'm saying it because I want you to get the good Neville Goddard, the original Neville Goddard, the Neville Goddard that I used to listen to, which is unfiltered by other people's nonsense. Because everybody has been adding so much nonsense to law of assumption and manifestation and all that. If you want to listen to the Neville Goddard that got me and a lot of people on track, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a Neville Goddard, like I'm following the Neville Goddard channel. So you don't even have to subscribe. Just go to my channel and look, and you'll be able to find him and find those original, the ones that I use. I used to sleep with him because he has such a calming voice. His voice is so calming. And then you'll wake up feeling so much better. I really feel like he was divine. I mean, we're all divine, but there's levels. There's levels to our divinity while we're here. And he was just on a totally different level. So I hope that you have the opportunity to listen to some of Neville Goddard's. We are actually having a book reading here Where's my book, y'all? Hold on, let me get it. We're having a book reading, and it's when everybody gets their book. That's when we're going to start. I have read this book so many times. It's been so helpful. It's called Resurrection by Neville Goddard. So we're going to be having a book reading here. And the only way to kind of make it private, unfortunately, and I'm not asking for your subscription, but I did do it. I did do this book on my YouTube channel. So you can go to my YouTube channel and listen to us reading it on there if you don't want to subscribe to this channel. But we're going to be doing a book reading here. And because I don't know. I do want to allow people to come in, but I don't want it to be interrupted by, rabble rousers. So if we can all create a little bit of like a hedge of protection around the group, then we don't have to have a subscription. But it's called Resurrection, and the tagline is imagine your dream as reality, begin there and live. So I have manifested so many things, situations, people, all kinds of opportunities by just following some of the techniques that I did in this book. And he uses the Bible in a way that I've never seen anyone do that. So if you want to join us, just let me know. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. That 70s chick. Thank you, CJ. Thank you. And who else? Chantel, thank you so much. Let's see. Mara, thank you for joining. And Molly, thank you. Thank you so much for following and joining the live. Transformational, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate all of you. Wow. Holy schmoly. I asked today for a confirmation. Direct. Irrefutable. That's what I was talking about when I was in the shower. When I was in the shower using my words in the water. Wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. See, that song was not written by accident. It was not written by accident. There's power in the water. Power in the water. Trust and believe in yourself. Trust and know that you have power within you. Get in the water. Start talking to your water when you drink it. Start talking to your water in the shower. Write those power words on your water. Thank you. Love. Peace. Happiness. Joy. Faith. Success. Whatever it is that you want to bring about, write it on the water. I'm telling you. Write it on the water. Telling you. Write it on the water. Pay attention to the water. It is, I don't know. I can't keep saying it over and over. But get that book, The True Power of Water. If you want to join us in the next reading of Resurrection, or you can read it on your own. You don't have to read it with us, but you can find this book pretty much anywhere. And I have read it so many times over and over that I have literally beat this book down, and I had to get a second one because I beat it down so badly. And but check that out. I have the book to clear your dissolving the false selves. That's on my that's my own book. That's my channeled information. I do talk about Carl Jung in there, but you can get to this section in the beginning. It's not that long. It's a very short ebook. It's a digital book, so you don't have to worry about purchasing it. It's a download. You can read it right away. Which book? Lana Del Mar. Hi. Oh, welcome to the live. My name is Sydney. I am an indigo, and we're just having a spiritual chat, and we're talking about the Schumann resonance and some of the books that I've read that are helpful, and some of the books we're going to be reading together as a group. Now, there was one book that is called The True Power of Water by, I got to look at his name all the time, Masaru Emoto. And then we have Neville Goddard, which is a very powerful book. This book I've had since 2000. I don't even know. I think this is the second one I got, but I had this book since 2009. It's called Resurrection by Neville, and he really talks to you about the power of your imagination and how to create in your imagination. And he uses a lot of biblical scripture, but not in the way that you would think. Not in the way that you would think. He uses it in an allegorical. It's just mind blowing, is what I gotta say. And he also has, he's on YouTube as well. Creative Goddess, hi. I don't know about demons, but if I need help in there, sharks, ice cream, dolphins, I'm a surfer. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean, but if you need help in there, sharks, you're welcome. You're welcome. No problem. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. I agree with you, Mira. Happy to read these together. Yeah, it's really, they're very powerful. They're very powerful books. And I've read them over and over the years. Like, if you look, you see, I got books all over the place in my house. And some of these books I've read many times. Because I'm a nerd, number one, and I like to find out how shit works. That's me. I need to understand. So, like, even when I was reading Neville, when I first found Neville Goddard, I was like, okay, all right, Neville, I hear you. I hear you talking. Okay, I hear you, because he has a very calm, soothing voice. When you listen to him, you'll see. And I said, okay, I did my research, because I also have, listen, I also have, I don't play around. I don't mess around. I have my Bible here. I got my Quran here and all that. And I got my other texts. And I got my Bible dictionary. Okay? I had this before I found Neville. Because I was reading Emmett Fox and I was I was reading all of them. So I had this thing is thick. See that? Look at it. I had my Bible dictionary for years. And then I found Neville. Like, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. That's what they say, right? So when I was ready, Neville showed up. And I say that he was not alive. He was already passed along, but his teachings showed up for me. And you can tell how they bend. Anyway, he I resonated. Everything that he said was resonating for me. And the thing about Neville is he doesn't care if you're a Christian. He could care less. He didn't care what religion you were. He didn't care if you were black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian. He didn't care. All he wanted you to understand was there was power in your imagination. The sun rises and sets on us all. It does not matter what religion, what creed you come from. I don't care. So if you're going to come at me with all of that, gobbledygook about Christianity or your religion or whatever, yes, if it's working for you, great. That's wonderful. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about how to use the power that you have within you. And it doesn't matter what religion, what background you come from. Okay, that's number one. And that's why I was resonating. That's what made me resonate with Neville. Then I found out who was teaching him, and because I was like, okay, Neville, now that I got you, I feel you, I'm with you, right? Who taught you? Because somebody taught you. Like, I don't just take stuff that people say and go, okay, I'm going to rock with you now because you sound good to me. I want to know where you got this information from. How did you come up with this stuff? Who taught you? Then I found out he was taught by Abdullah, some dude named Abdullah from Ethiopia. Okay? We don't know where he ever came from, and we haven't heard from him since, pretty much. It's because I looked for Abdullah for a long time. Okay? So Abdullah taught Neville how to use the power of his imagination, and he used it so many times to manifest things that he wanted to experience in his own life. And then he shared it with the rest of us. And some people have taken what he has shared and have changed it into something really small and myopic when it's really big and all-encompassing. And they just look at one little aspect called the law of assumption. There is so much more, and it's so vibrant and so life-affirming that there's more. And again, it doesn't matter what your religion is. It doesn't matter. You could be an atheist and still read this daggone book and benefit from it. I used to have people that come on my show, because I've had a podcast since 2007. I used to have people come on my show that were atheists and people would lose their grip. How could you have an atheist on your show? Why not? If you believe in a creator, God created them too. So why not? I like to hear what your perspective is. I like to hear what you have to say. And then when I sat down with them, I found out that really we didn't have that much not in common. I believe in God. You believe in something. You still believe in something. So that was how I started out with Neville Guarded. What book am I talking about? I am talking about Resurrection by Neville Goddard. Resurrection by Neville Goddard. And we're going to be reading it in the group in here on my channel, but let me write his name again for you. So you get, and welcome to the live. Thank you for being here. Neville Goddard. Now, I don't know if I'm going to say your name right. Don't get mad at me, okay? I'm going to try. Narrator? Yemenes? Your narrator? Did I say it right? Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, girl. Oh, good. Oh, good. Great. Transformational abundance. That's great. You're going to love it. I feel like you're going to love it. I feel like you're going to love it as much as I love it. Like this book changed everything for me. Changed changed my whole way of thinking and being and seeing. And one of the things that I talk about often in this channel is going to the end. Imagine yourself already, right? Not like a lot of times people get hung up in the manifestation and creation part because they're thinking that they have to do all of the thought process, right? What, the resurrection book or my book? Which one? My book is in digital form and audio. So I did the digital and I did the audio. It's not in print. But if you're talking about the journal for the tracker, that's in digital form and you can take it and print it either on your printer or take it to like Staples and get it printed. You can print out the journal, if that's what you mean. Kate. Oh, you love Neville. Good. So you're familiar with Neville transformational. Because a lot of people are not familiar with Neville Goddard at all, and they've never heard of him. And those that have heard of him only have heard a small portion of it, and they only take a small portion of it and they run with it, which is like the law of assumption. And there are things that go with the law of assumption that you should be aware of, or you should know, right? And so people will watch a video. Some random coach is talking about, oh yes, I manifested my man, with the law of assumption, and changing the concept, my concept of myself, and I changed it. And they get these people all riled up and all, there's more to it. It's just more to it is what I'm trying to say. Thank you for liking the live. Okay, Kate, which audio are you talking about? Are you talking about mine or are you talking about Neville? Which one? I'm confused. Just help me. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Mika, thank you. Oh, mine. Okay. I will send it to you. I'll DM you. Kate. I'll DM you. You want the audio version for dissolving the false cells? Is that the one you're looking at? Okay. It's in my link tree. If you click the link, it'll take you to the first link in my link tree. It'll take you to my store, and the audio file for dissolving the false cells is in there. There's an audio file. But since you're a subscriber now, I will give it to you at a discount. Since you subscribe to me at TikTok, I will give it to you at a discount. So don't worry. I'll hit you up in the DMs. I'll hit you up in the DMs. Thank you for the follow, Sarah. Thank you for the follow. Amen. And Mika, thank you. Thank you for all of you joining me tonight. Yes. Okay. We'll do that. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. So, if you want to join us in the reading of Resurrection, just make sure you let me know in the DMs, because if you get the book, I think you can also get a free PDF file if you look it up. You might be able to find it for free. I don't know. But I like books. I like this particular one anyway. I like having it because I mark it up. I have to scribble in it, and I have to write in it. I know my father said, don't write in books, but I can't. So I'll be underlining, key points, and I have rewritten this whole entire book at some point. because I will find a paragraph that resonates with me or something that I'm learning, and then I will write it. I will rewrite it in another book. I eat books like that. So, this is my second. This is my second book. This is my second time buying the book. I had it one time and I beat it down so badly I had to get another one. That happens to me when I find a book that really resonates with me. That also happened to me when I first read Conversations with God. Has anybody ever read that book? Holy moly. I read that book when it first came out. Conversations with God. Then I read book number 2. Then I had to read book number 3. And that just sent me, I think I was in an existential crisis when I read that book the first time. And I carried that book with me and had to get another book. I beat that book down to the ground. So I do want to thank you all for joining me tonight. I am going to be going, so it is 11:28, and I hope that I gave you some food for thought and that you pay attention to what's happening with the Schumann resonance, the actual energy, right? You can get the app on your app store. It's called the Schumann Resonance app that you can follow on your own, on your phone. I'm not affiliated with it, so I don't get anything from it. But yeah, I had a fun time hanging out with you. It was nice to meet some of you here now, and I will be following you back, all who follow me. Trust, that's what I do. I always follow back. So if you get a follow request from me, I'm not, just say, okay, let me through, all right? Don't be gatekeeping. Open the gate, let me through. I'm knocking, let me in. All right? If you get a follow from me, let me in. Hello? Okay. And hopefully I'll be here tomorrow night. I'm trying to go live every night. I'm trying. Oh, thank you. Thank you, narrator. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Remember who you are. Remember that you are source energy right here in a physical body. Remember that you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. And thank you for the shares. I appreciate you. I love you. And good night. Sleep well. Remember to sleep in the wish fulfilled and wake up that way tomorrow. Okay, bye.